Hi everyone, Elite Assassin here. I want to ask you guys a question, and play along here with me, if you would. You are a big decision maker in a game company. You are in charge of a franchise that has quite a few games in the series, like 3 or 4, and you're looking to make the jump to next gen. You have a teaser trailer you're going to be showing at E3 in a few months, and you want to kind of build some hype, get people thinking about Gears of your company. In this case, Gears of War, which I just accidentally said. But you make people, excited for your game, excited for the fact that you might be releasing a teaser trailer for this. And you've all worked out throughout your meetings that you have 2 games you could give out for free in the month of April. You have the most recent game, but one that was very, how can I say, rocky. This game was not well received by fans, did a lot of things that were against the core fundamentals of the series, and though it had some new good additions, was overall received terribly by the fan base. Lost its population in the first 2 months, and overall just is kind of an afterthought by a lot of fans of the series. Or you could go with B, which is the 3rd game in the series, which is mostly universally well received, still has a much higher population than the newest game does, even though it's a much older game. It plays better, and though it adds some questionable things to the series, overall it still adds to the series as a whole. Well, if you chose A as your answer, congratulations, because you could be a Microsoft employee. Now, all kidding aside, when I heard that Gears of War Judgement was going to be one of the free games for April, I was very confused. Now, my friends and I have been thinking about the fact that we're probably going to get a teaser trailer this year for the new Gears of War coming out for Xbox One. In case you didn't know, last January, I believe, it was announced that Black Tusk Studios would be taking over the Gears of War franchise when Microsoft bought it off of Epic. For those of you who don't know, Black Tusk was actually originally created to take over the Halo franchise, but instead, it was given to 343. So there's an interesting little parallel I just want to point out. But, they only had a little bit of time to work with the game. Obviously, they started last year, so I don't expect to see a big trailer or gameplay or anything like that, but a teaser at this year's E3. The decision to release Gears of War Judgement as a free game in April definitely makes me question some of the people who work at Microsoft and their, judgment in what they do. When you look at Gears of War Judgement and Gears of War 3, it's not even close to see which game would have generated more hype and more positive hype for the Gears of War franchise. Hands down, it's Gears of War 3. There's still Gears of War 3 tournament to run. It maintained a population that destroys what Gears of War Judgement did, even 2 months after launch. Mechanically, it did add things that people didn't like, but overall, compared to what Judgment did, it's not even close. It's really, really a questionable call. And it makes me feel like people in Microsoft are like, hey, we want to get people thinking about Gears of War and get it on their minds. Let's release one of the games. What's the newest game? Okay, Gears of War Judgment? Well, let's do that. And they just picked it because it's the newest game in the series. They do the research to look and see, hey, this game dipped down to like 300 to 500 players per playlist in maybe 2 or 3 playlists in about 3 months, because that's how bad the drop was. Overall, to say Judgment was a flop, definitely not an understatement. I was talking to Moss Major the other day, and I brought up the fact I was going to do a Gears of War commentary, and I kind of compared Gears of War Judgment to Halo Reach, because it was the first game in the series that kind of shook things up and didn't really bode well for a lot of old-time fans of the game. He compared it more to Halo 4, which after talking to him and thinking about it, I think makes more sense. When you look at Gears of War Judgement and Halo 4, both of these games added things that really changed how the core gameplay was played. It upset a lot of the longtime fans. Population-wise, they both did not hold up well compared to the older games in the series. 4 after the first few months plummeted way lower and way faster than any other Halo game ever did. Gears of War Judgement basically just flat out died after a few months. Both games added weapons that were questionable. In Halo 4 you had the bolt shot and just some kind of crazy overpowered weapons, which some I liked, but there's a lot of things added to the game that were weird, the perks and stuff like that. Gears of War Judgement had some guns that definitely weren't well received. Personally, to me, the Marxa was liked by many, but to me an issue, because a good team with good aim and Marxas didn't really have to leave spawn on some maps and could just dominate you. It really took all the close quarters combat out of Gears if you had a good team with that gun. There was also health grenades, which at launch were really broken. You threw that on the ground by your feet and you were invincible. There's the scan grenades, which, when you threw it, a radius came out that you could see the radius, and if you were in it, the enemy team would know you were there. People would throw these in hallways and basically block off routes, because if you walked in that grenade, they knew you were coming. There was no surprise, there was no flanking if a team was smart and had these grenades down. Halo 4 had a lot of, just mechanical changes that messed with everything, and so did Judgment. Both these games really rubbed the fan bases in the wrong way, and overall were not very popular games, not popular with the fans, and didn't do the franchises really any good from the publicity standpoint. As a Halo community, we're still trying to build back up from 4. We thought the Master Chief Collection would be a time to rebuild, and that's a whole other can of worms. But the Gears community basically just cut Judgment off, let it float downstream, stayed with 3, and want to go with 3 to the next game. They kind of want to forget about that game. So bringing it back just really truly doesn't make much sense. To say Gears of War Judgment was a disaster for the Gears franchise, is being accurate. The fact that Microsoft would make this free leading up to E3 when they might be teasing the newest game in the franchise just kind of seems like a head scratcher. Hopefully there's going to be a reveal at E3 this year, and hopefully it'll be something for us Gears fans to get hyped about. But right now, with the release of Gears of War Judgment, I'm less hyped and more confused. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be back to doing more commentaries more regularly now. Sorry about my kind of lack thereof. Stuff with the family and work have been really kind of crazy the past few weeks, which is why I've been leaning more on my Final Fantasy Let's Play and putting that out, a few times a week. The last 3 episodes of that will be coming out soon, so if you guys have been enjoying that, thank you so much for watching it. It's not going to be a regular thing, I'm not going to be doing Let's Plays that much, but it was something that was able to fill some time, and while I had this stuff going on, it was something I could upload to my channel. So if you guys have been watching that, thank you. If you're interested in Final Fantasy 15, definitely take a look. I'd recommend watching it like the first 2 episodes and maybe from 7 on, because after the first 2 I kind of lose my way a little bit and get a little bit tired, so I'm not as talkative as I am in the later ones, like 7 on. Alright guys, that's about it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and the gameplay in the background, and I'll see you guys later.